What a crazy day it has been for Dan Hooker. Now, I got wet hair. I just jumped straight out of the shower. I just got back from work. But fucking hell, I've seen some of the headlines, right? I can't even get my words out. Revolving around Dan Hooker and some potential serious allegations coming from his ex-girlfriend. And also, as you can see, we're going to get to the video in a minute, but we're going to jump straight into her Instagram story to see some of the things that she has been saying about Dan Hooker as of today. I've tried not to look at any of these. I think I've seen one or two of them. So these are going to be completely unfiltered as you see them reactions by a girl named Keek Grace, right? And we're going to jump straight into her stories and we're going to see what she has to say, because some of the things she's been saying about Dan Hooker is crazy. And this shit has already gone absolutely viral. If we look at Dan Hooker's most recent comments on his Instagram, they're all GIFs. You may need third parties to view the GIFs. All of the GIFs are like Brokeback Mountain, dudes kissing, a lot of weird, interesting, maybe not weird, not trying to get flagged, but interesting gifs. We're just going to jump straight into it because I can't fucking believe what I'm seeing here. We're going to jump straight into what Dan Hooker's ex-girlfriend, and you will see from the photos in a minute of them coupled up, celebrating anniversaries, XYZ, that these are a couple and these two have been in a relationship and they have broken up for a apparent reason that we are going to find out today. And this is what she's been putting on her story. This is the guy that you guys look up to. I got cheated on with a man. That's why I broke up with him. So she's coming with some crazy receipts. Now, in the video on Twitter that we will go through in a minute, she basically says Dan used to pay her off with things. They used to hit a rough patch and he'd buy her a bag, he'd buy her this, he'd buy her that to sweeten her up and to get her back into the relationship. Now, this is all alleged at this stage. Nothing is completely concrete, although we can kind of see what we're looking at, right? This is a screenshot of what she has taken of apparently Dan Hooker's phone on kiwiswingers.co.nz. Dan Hooker says, I will make sure to get you her and suck her deep. Right, we're going to skip over some of the buzzwords here. To the random man said back, hot, when? 30 minutes? Now, allegedly, Dan Hooker said, I'm busy tonight, I'll let you know. Someone said, do, I'm very her, with a big, what? Okay, moving on to the next one, because this is fucking crazy. Okay, and then she says, this is Dan Hooker's ex once again, anyways, child, that's what the text says above the screen. Kiwiswingers.co.nz. Now, the profile says, chill guy, AKL, and there is a photo. And I'm not zooming into this. YouTube admins, don't fucking shoot me down for this. But that looks like Dan Hooker. Looks like his face. Looks like his tattoos. Looks like something else. Taking a leaf out of Conor McGregor's book recently. But anyway, chill guy AKL. Online, straight male, 37. Interesting. In Auckland, New Zealand. As we know, that is where Dan Hooker resides. Anyway, moving on. She basically put on his online profile on a homosexual, I'm trying to find the words to phrase this so I don't get flagged, homosexual dating app called kiwiswingers.co.nz, and she's putting his account on blast. Moving on. And this is his recent Reddit searches. We're going to probably spend about 2 seconds on this and move swiftly on. You can pause it if you want. Then she goes on to say, and I'm going to zoom up here, okay? Begging for her off a man in a mask, but having my 5'1" ass baddie as a cover-up is crazy. Hashtag live your truth. And this is a text conversation between supposedly Dan Hooker and a guy called Sucker12. Says, I'm in a random location. Allegedly, Dan Hooker says, free later tonight, I'll be in touch. They say sweet. He says, your throat ready? God damn! Jeff Molina! Shuffle along, brother! Your throat ready. I shouldn't be getting, I'm not getting excited. This is just, we've been a minute without drama, boys. Your throat ready. Then they reply, hey, sorry, I can't host until later after 11 p.m. or 11:30 when everyone's asleep. And then Dan supposedly comes back with, you free tonight, question mark, that old, you up? And then he gets pied. Dude got left on red. Sorry, got a cold at the moment. Anyway, moving on swiftly. Make your own mind up about this. I'm not doing it for you. Moving on. Another text conversation with another guy. 6'3" Kiwi. And they've got the auto delete on. Let me know if you want a repeat sometime. So allegedly, something's already happened. potentially, allegedly, between allegedly Dan Hooker, maybe, and Mr. 6'3" Kiwi. Let me know if you want to repeat sometime. As to which Dan responds, allegedly, yeah, next time I come, I just want to, whoa! I'm not reading all these messages. You can read them yourself. You got eyes. Yeah, next time I come, I just want to blank. Yes, absolutely. I'll be ready and waiting. I'll just lay back and leave you to it. I'll leave the door unlocked. Walk in. I'll make sure to get you bleep and bleep you deep. Goodness me. Okay, and she says at the bottom, he paid me a lot to shut the fuck up, y'all. Moving on to the next bit of exposing. Oh, this is rough all in one day. Talk about MMA drama, dude. Rough for one fucking day. Moving on to the next story. And this is her. This is Grace with Dan Hooker. 2 years with my DL. Of course, no one would suspect. Look at me. So this was on their 2-year anniversary. So her face is the same face as the person in the video. So if you're thinking it's going to be like that Alex Pereira story where that woman was accusing him of doing all this crazy shit, think again, because these guys had a relationship. Okay? Moving on. Oh my goodness. But she's plastering the flags, dude. She's put the flags on blast when Dan's looking at, you know. Moving on. Anyways, I'm hot and healing. So I hope one day he can live his truth and stop abusing women physically. So there's another aspect of allegations here. Financially and mentally. We'll get into it at some point when they surface. But as for now, we're going to move on. And this is them together. And she's even putting out if anything happens to harm me in any way, it was him. So now it gets into a bit of a darker situation. I know I've been laughing at this whole thing, but goodness me. She's talking about some crazy shit now. Anyways, if I end up in a suitcase somewhere, y'all know who did it. Is this just a crazy ex? I don't know, brother. Time will tell, man. I don't know if it will, but Jesus. I just wanted to bring this to your guys' attention. I was going to make a post, but why not just jump on a video? And then this is another conversation that she's screenshotted. She's taken a photo of. Anyone that thinks this shit is fake is so dumb. And no, I'm not trying to ruin his career. He's doing that himself with his trash grappling. She knows ball. She knows ball. Oh, God. I bet Benoit Saint-Denis and Arman Sarukian are watching this going, fucking, what? And there's a conversation with Rara188 between him and Dan Hooker, allegedly. And can we see you, please? Album invite. I don't know what that is. Maybe some interesting photos. Of course. And then they responded, no way the hangman is on here. I'm sure if it's fake, he will find you. And then he comes back. Allegedly, Dan Hooker says, ha ha ha, trying to be low key. Then they say, had much group experience. God damn, we're going on talking about the hangman to group interaction experience. Fucking hell. Moving on. Oh my God, what a day for Dan Hooker, bro. I bet he opened his phone and just went, what the fuck? And then these are the people that have apparently been responding to her, and she's putting them, oh my God, had to finish check. That's crazy. Hope you're okay, babes. Blah, blah, blah. And then it just goes on to say all of this shit. She goes, how I feel reading Twitter comments. So she is enjoying the backlash. Ain't no coming back after certain shit, and I don't think people are realizing that. So this is a whole thing. This is a whole thing, and it's become really, really serious really, really quickly. Okay? Okay? And this is the tweet that she put out. And we're going to jump onto that right now, and we're going to watch it, and we're going to dissect it, because she has a lot to say. I know we've just gone over the stories, but holy hell, listen to what she has to say in this clip.
What a lot of people are not understanding here is that, yes, he is married.
So, first and foremost, this is also a cheating scandal, apparently, allegedly.
And when I met him, I was working in the booty club. He was just like a client.
So she was working in the booty club. So she was a dancer in a club. You can make your mind up as to what that could be. I think it's pretty obvious. And Dan Hooker used to have an interest in her.
Like, at the time. This was like 2023. And he took me out the club. Captain Save-A-Ho, right? Loves that shit. He loves an OF girl. He loves
an OF girl. So He's not just swinging one way, boys.
Loves a ripper. He loves Captain Save a hoe. So yeah, he started paying for my life completely and utterly. Had all his cards on my Apple Pay, paid for my rent in 2 different countries, like everything.
These are really serious allegations. He paid for her lifestyle. She had his cards on her phone on Apple Pay. Was being married.
I tried to leave this man so many fucking times, but he'd always get me back with something shiny and new. Every time he cheated on me, he'd buy me a new bag. So yes, he played up a lot, to the point where I had a wish list on my phone that was shared with him.
Oh, Dan Hooker, man. She had a wish list on his phone that she would just upload things to, and Dan Hooker would supposedly buy them.
On iCloud, so every time he'd do something, he had to buy something off the wish list every time he cheated on me, right? And I kind of started looking on his phone every time, like trying to find a new bitch, a new problem, so I could get a new bag, right?
Red flag, let me just say. Absolute massive red flag, right? Dan should have just left her in Miami. I know she's not from Miami, but...
Until I found out that it was a man.
Until I found out it was a man. Oh my god, there's the kicker.
I seen the man, everything changed because, like, no. And then I got abused from that. But we're not going to get into that.
Okay, now, why not? If you're coming out and saying all of these allegations and you're doing a full-blown world tour saying Dan Hooker did this, Dan Hooker did this, Dan Hooker did this, and you're going to leave out the physical abuse allegations, that is the part to me that is not necessarily adding up. Now, all of this at this stage is alleged, not confirmed. I am not in any way or shape or form saying that this is exactly what happened. This is one account from one person, okay?
But yes, he was married. Is married. And me and her get along fine. Like, it's fine. It's like a lot of people, you don't really know this, but pretty much there's a lot of fucking guys that if they have money and status, they'll be married and then they'll have like their girlfriend. All right. It's just the way of life, and like it's not a way of
It's not some cases, but it's not
life I would ever do again. Learned my lesson. Shit, if you're married, never hit me up ever. I'm never doing that again. And also, it was a lot of convincing for me to even get to that position of dating. I was 22 when I met him. He was 34. And, like, having someone, like, pay all this money and, like, get you out of, like, what you were doing for work and, like, all these things. Like, the manipulation tactics were gorgeous, amazing, stunning. He ate that up. But, yeah, I would not recommend that. And if you want to say, oh, you were just a side piece,
You were a side piece. From what you're describing, you were a side piece. He was married. You were a side piece. We're going to carry on.
Yes and no. But I don't think that excuses the abuse and everything that I had to go through just because of the way that the relationship is set up. Like, I don't know if you guys have traveled much around the world, but in, like, Muslim cultures, you can have, like, 3 wives. In Vietnam...
Dan Hooker's not Muslim! He's not! What are you saying?
3 wives. Like, if you have enough money, you can have what you want, alright?
Okay, she's got -3 brain cells, so now... I mean, like I said at the beginning of the video, I haven't watched this. I just opened my phone and saw... Bum, 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 bum. Dan Hooker's this, Dan Hooker's that. So I thought, fuck it, jump on a video. Original reaction. But she seems like she's got nothing in between the ears. You know what I'm saying? By the way that she's talking. Why not address the fucking physical abuse allegations? What the fuck is that all about?
And honestly, he's a fucking handful. Like, if I would hate to date him without him being married, because bitch, 24/7, no. And also, I want to mention, there was a girl before me. He dated a girl for 3 years before me and played the fuck up on her too. And a girl before that. And now there's another girl after. Like, it's like, he is a piece of shit. I took what I could out of the situation by cheating on me with a man, kidnapping me.
Wait, what did she say? She said kidnapping me?
I took what I could out of the situation by cheating on me with a man, kidnapping me.
Whoa! What do you mean kidnapping? This is okay. Alright, boys. Get your fucking detective. Dude, we're about to do some severe detecting because this is the start of the snowball. This either fades off and this girl is going to get trashed online by the masses, or goodness me, there is going to be some crazy stories that will come from this, because the online sleuths are going to do their bit, right? The online sleuths are going to get in detective mode and they're going to find some shit. I don't know how. Receipts, whatever. Is she going to release more? I don't know. But kidnapping, physical abuse. Is this just one perspective? I.e., she goes, I'm going to fucking leave. And Dan goes, no, we need to talk. Is that kidnapping in her eyes? I don't know. We need more. We need to know more on the situation. But holy shit, this is kind of fucking crazy. This is crazy. I don't know what to make of this. I mean, I think we'll see. It's similar to me, to the, you know, when Ilya Taporio and his wife were going through shit and she was like, oh, insinuating that he was doing some form of domestic violence, ended up fading away because there was nothing concrete that came from it. Nothing got proved. I feel like we're in the stages now with this story where it's like, no one really knows. This is all blown up today. We haven't even heard anything from Dan Hooker, except from bro posted on Instagram and he had about 1 million different gifs of Brokeback Mountain and a bunch of different gay stuff. Holy shit, man. Someone check in on Dan Hooker. Should we have a look? Let's read it. Okay, so we've got, I don't know if it's going to even pick it up. Embrace it, bro. Embrace it. It is just comment after comment. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh. Oh, god damn. Yeah. I don't have anything else in this video, boys. Rough day for Dan Hooker. That is the internet. That is 2026. That is what can happen if you fuck around and find out, allegedly. And that will do it for this video. Thank you for watching. I don't have many words. I'm really trying to get the words out here. Thank you for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day, or I hope you're having an interesting day following all of this. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that good stuff. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.